and gathered 200 wins. And that's Vida Blue, who unfortunately this morning, Dave Stewart kind of had to spread the news on social media.
The MLB has seen its share of high-profile scandals, but none stir up as much buzz as Vida Blue's. Despite his incredible talent, his shocking crimes left the world shaken. Vida Rochelle Blue Jr. was a standout left-handed pitcher in Major League Baseball from 1969 to 1986. He was a key player for the Oakland Athletics during their 3 consecutive World Series wins from 1972 to 1974. In 1971, he won both the AL Cy Young Award and the MVP award. However, despite his impressive records, he often found himself in trouble. In 1983, he faced a court order to spend 3 months in a federal prison and pay a $5,000 fine due to being caught with about 1/10 of an ounce of cocaine, which was considered a misdemeanor. Although Blue was initially given a 1-year prison sentence, U.S. Magistrate Judge J. Milton Sullivant decided to suspend most of that time, resulting in a much shorter stay behind bars. In 1984, Blue didn't play any baseball at all. On July 26 of that year, Major League Baseball suspended him for the rest of the season because of illegal drug use. However, he made a comeback with the Giants in 1985, playing with them for 2 more seasons. That same year, Baseball Commissioner Peter Ueberroth put Blue and some other players under a special rule. They had to undergo random drug testing for the rest of their careers. Blue's troubles didn't end there. In 2005, he got arrested in Arizona for suspicion of DUI, which was his 3rd offense in less than 6 years. He didn't complete his probation, so the court sentenced him to 6 months in jail. But there was a way for him to avoid going to prison. He could instead spend time in a residential alcohol treatment program. Blue's struggles with substance abuse didn't stop after his baseball career ended. He admitted that these problems likely played a role in why he was removed from the Hall of Fame ballot after just 1 year. Reflecting on this, he said, "I had some issues in my life that might have influenced the voting. There are some guys in the Hall of Fame who aren't perfect either." He felt that his personal battles and the public's knowledge of them might have impacted the voters' decisions. Blue acknowledged that while he made mistakes, he wasn't alone in facing such challenges. Many other players who made it into the Hall of Fame also had their flaws and weren't exactly saints. His personal life might have been far from perfect, but his career was nothing but legendary. The Kansas City Athletics picked Blue in the 2nd round of the 1967 MLB draft. Even though he had offers to play college football at the University of Notre Dame, Purdue University, and the University of Houston, Blue chose to sign with the Athletics for $12,500 a year to support his family after his father passed away. He started the 1969 season with the Birmingham A's, but got promoted to the major leagues, making his debut on July 20th. In 1970, after spending most of the season in the minor leagues with the Burlington Bees and the Iowa Oaks, Blue was called up in September. On September 11th, he pitched a shutout against the Kansas City Royals, giving up only 1 hit in the 8th inning. Just 10 days later, he no-hit the Minnesota Twins, allowing only 1 base runner on a walk. At that time, he was the 4th youngest pitcher to throw a no-hitter. Blue's 1971 season was remarkable. He had a 24-8 record with a league-leading 1.82 ERA, 8 shutouts, and struck out 301 batters. He won both the Cy Young Award and the American League Most Valuable Player Award, becoming the youngest AL player to win the MVP award in the 20th century. He also led the league in complete games, shutouts, and ROA. That year, the Athletics won the American League West title, their first postseason berth since 1931. Blue's incredible start to the season included a dramatic matchup against Boston's Sonny Siebert, which remains one of Fenway Park's most memorable games. In 1971, Blue was the starting pitcher for the American League in the All-Star Game and became the only player ever to start the league opener, the All-Star Game, and the playoff opener in the same season. His success earned him spots on the covers of Sports Illustrated and Time magazine. In 1972, he even had a small role in the film Black Gun, starring Jim Brown. Though his career was nothing short of legendary, it was undeniably marked by its fair share of controversies. After his breakthrough season in 1971, Blue had a salary dispute with Athletics owner Charlie Finley. Blue wanted $92,500, but after holding out for a while, they settled at $63,000. Despite a 2.80 ERA, Blue finished with a 6.10 record in 1972 and didn't make the postseason starting rotation, pitching mainly in relief. He made 4 appearances in the World Series against the Cincinnati Reds, including a save and a spot start loss. Blue continued to be a key player for the Athletics, going 29 in 1973, 17-15 in 1974, and 22-11 in 1975. He was instrumental in the Athletics' 5 straight American League Western Division titles from 1971 to 1975, and their 3 consecutive World Series championships in 1972, 1973, and 1974. Some of his best postseason performances included a 4-inning shutout relief effort against the Detroit Tigers in 1972 and a complete game shutout against the Orioles in the 1974 ALCS. On September 28, 1975, Blue, along with Glenn Abbott, Paul Lindblad, and Raleigh Fingers, combined to no-hit the California Angels. In 1976, after a solid 18-13 season with a 2.35 ERA, Blue made headlines with his frustration towards Charlie Finley, famously wishing ill upon him. Baseball Commissioner Bowie Kuhn twice blocked trades involving Blue, once in 1976 and again in 1978, arguing that these deals would benefit already strong teams without requiring them to give up significant talent. By the end of the 1976 season, nearly all of Oakland's star players had left or been traded, leaving Blue to mentor a young, mostly inexperienced team. Despite the changes, he stayed with the team and went 14-19 with a 3.83 ERA in the 1977 season, leading the league in hits and earned runs allowed. His once stable career began to unravel as he was relentlessly traded from team to team. In March 1978, the Athletics traded Blue to the San Francisco Giants for Gary Thomason, Gary Alexander, Dave Heverlow, John Henry Johnson, Phil Huffman, Alan Worth, and $300,000. Mario Guerrero later joined the Athletics to complete the trade. Blue had a standout year in 1978 with the Giants, finishing 18-10 with a 2.79 ERA. He led the team to 89 wins and started for the National League in the All-Star Game. His performance earned him the Sporting News National League Pitcher of the Year award. The following season saw mixed results for Blue. In 1979, he struggled with a career-worst 5.01 ERA, but bounced back in 1980 with a 14-10 record and a 2.97 ERA. The strike-interrupted 1981 season saw him post an 8.6 record with a 2.45 ERA. Blue was traded to the Kansas City Royals in 1982 for Atlee Hammaker, Craig Chamberlain, Rennie Martin, and Brad Wellman. He had a solid season with the Royals, going 13-12 with a 3.78 ERA in 31 starts. However, Blue's performance declined in 1983, going 0-5 with a 6.01 ERA before being released mid-season in August. He made a comeback with the Giants in April 1985 as a free agent, finishing the season 88 with a 4.47 ERA in various pitching roles. In 1986, Blue signed another one-year deal with the Giants, ending his career at age 36 with a 10-10 record and a 3.27 ERA. He achieved a milestone by winning his 200th career MLB game on April 20th that year. Blue briefly signed with the Oakland Athletics for the 1987 season, but announced his retirement in February 1987. Blue passed away in an East Bay hospital on May 6, 2023, at 73 years old. Athletics team officials stated that his death was due to complications from cancer. Despite controversies and struggles with substance abuse, he managed to contribute significantly to multiple teams, including the San Francisco Giants and Kansas City Royals. His career was marked by highs and lows, but regardless of that, he gave his best to his role. That brings us to the end of today's video. Make sure to subscribe, and while you are at it, drop a comment telling us who to cover next.